Mexico, one of the world's truly ancient civilizations. Some of the most developed Indian cultures thrived here over the course of 3,000 years. And today, almost 110 million people live in Mexico. They live in different ways. Some are very poor, and yet they live side by side with the wealthy. But the Mexican people are very warm and friendly. In January 2007, a Kabbalist, Rav Michael Leitman, Ph.D., received an invitation in Israel to come to Mexico. By its largest Spanish-language publisher, Planeta. Planeta publishes the finest literature from all around the world, and its new book, Your Life's Purpose, is enjoying growing popularity. It all began with a short presentation.
El libro nos enseña a conocer cada uno de nosotros el propósito.
So this book teaches us that the purpose of our life is here, on the face of the earth? More precisely, the wisdom of Kabbalah explains how to organize life in this world correctly. What is the most significant transformation that a person studying Kabbalah goes through? He begins to feel that everything in this world is interconnected. The way that a cell in a body is connected to the entire body, and it functions on behalf of the whole body. That we are all connected together, and that we must organize human society that way. This was only the beginning. The beginning of a fascinating marathon that seemed to continue without a break. I was a scientist who was occupied with biocybernetics, how the human body functions, how it works, how it is operated. And from there I came to questions. What does the body exist for? What does it need to do to feel good? How can it reach a harmony with nature? Nature operates us, and yet there's a part where it doesn't. Because the correct behavior of man has got to be added to this. And this we have to learn. To enter the wisdom of Kabbalah, a person doesn't have to be either religious or Jewish. He simply has to ask, if he has this question within him, what is the meaning of my life? Is Kabbalah difficult to understand? Or are we only speaking about a change in perception? A person doesn't understand it through the intellect. He feels it through his sensation, through his desire to settle down in life, to the extent that he wants a calmer life, to know what he's living for. The fact that we do not know what will happen in the next moment. Our five senses don't give us this information. They also can't tell me whether I'm proceeding correctly in my life or not. Whether if I start something, I'll be successful or not. It means that there is an additional huge part in the world, and it's information that's concealed from me, and that's why I don't succeed. How important is the connection between man and nature? And how does the wisdom of Kabbalah relate to that? To the extent that we understand nature well and maintain its laws correctly, we feel good and we can succeed by them. When we go against the laws of nature, we always receive blows. At the human level, we don't know the laws of nature at all, and therefore we are constantly mistaken. How can we know who is and isn't a Kabbalist? A Kabbalist is a person who feels the power that's behind matter, sees and knows why these powers move matter. He knows all that happens in our world, with us and with the inanimate, vegetative, and inanimate in general, the direction that the world is moving in, and what that goal is. Humanity has existed for such a long time. Why has the sixth sense remained concealed? Yes, and it will remain so until humanity despairs in its mode of development. Is the ego the main cause for this crisis? Yes. Why is it important to share this knowledge with all people? Because the way things are today, if we don't know how we're built, if we don't know the world that we exist in, we will bring ourselves to destruction. All that's going on, we hardly notice the time passing. And we rush to the book presentation evening at the Israeli-Mexico Center, where more than 250 people have gathered. The wisdom of Kabbalah tells us that human egoism will eventually evolve to its ultimate form. And at that time, they will see that all of this development based on the ego doesn't bring them happiness. And they will need to know what to do. This is a land that we didn't know, a different mentality, but the feeling of connection was in the air, and the words penetrated the hearts of the people. Therefore, in our time, people are beginning to seek this science so needed by them. If we learn and we begin to feel this part of the world that is in the meantime concealed from us, we will be able to see through the matter of this world as if it were transparent. We will see the powers that operate behind matter. And as a result of this, we will know the world that we live in. And we will begin to build ourselves in a beautiful way. They asked question after question, and they thanked us deeply from their hearts. Allow me to present you with this award for your book, Attaining the Worlds Beyond, The Purpose of Your Life, by Rav Michael Lightman. But the day isn't over yet. We still have a radio program to do tonight. Does that mean that free choice doesn't work the way it's meant to? It doesn't work at all. If there's no spiritual path? No, no one in our world has free choice. None of us are free. We're not free? No. Did you choose where and when to be born, and what family to be born into, and with what traits? I didn't choose where to be born, but I did choose to get up in the morning, what to wear, and what to eat. 1 second. That's not so. You didn't choose your parents, the education you received, the traits you were born with, and now that you're grown up, you're the result of everything that you were given, which you didn't choose. Today you function according to what you received, so where's the free choice here? Even biological research tells us that there's a gene for everything. There's a gene that makes you a thief, there's a gene that makes you drink, it makes you be a good or a bad person, or good at this and that. If there's a gene for everything, so where are we? Where's our freedom? If we could examine a person totally, we would discover that there is nothing free about him. Freedom is only on the condition that you ascend to a state of information, to the upper world, where you connect with the powers that operate you. This book explains how we are operated from above, from the informational realm, and how we can in turn operate our command center to better operate on us. Therefore, the knowledge of this information realm and the guidance of our world will help us to better structure our life. Therefore, in these times, which, as you have said, are not good times, they're times of crisis and despair, drugs, terror, atomic threat, there's a big demand for the wisdom of Kabbalah in the world. because it helps us know how to construct humanity in a correct way to reach happiness. Does that mean that we are living in the time of the end? We're only beginning to live. It's not the end. It's the beginning of the beginning. If we only perform the inversion from taking to giving, then all the attributes of man will turn to the good, to correct acts. And by this, he will stream life into the whole of humanity. And we will reach a very high level of existence. So it's not the end, it's the beginning. I wish all the best to the whole Mexican nation. It's been revealed to me now for the first time as very warm and friendly, and I wish this state to flourish and succeed. We're in a generation now that must take us to the peak of the spiritual pyramid so that we see the Creator from above. The whole pyramid is the pyramid of our ego. And rising above it, we will really reach the pyramid of the heavens, the peak of the Creator.